All right. Good evening, everybody. Let's do a audio visual check. How's everybody doing today? Super Chris, I have a question. Yeah, always enter questions into the chat, and if I do have time, I will get to them. But let's get started. Sounds good, looks good. Let's go ahead and get started. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Slow Markets. As always, there's our Topstep risk disclosure. Everything we go over tonight and in Slow Markets is for educational purposes only. You guys know that. Yeah, let's just get started. What a interesting, crazy day in the market. You can see I have the NASDAQ daily. We'll do our regular rapid fire NASDAQ, crude oil, Nikkei, which is the Japanese market, and then gold. And maybe we could touch base on, see if we could find some trades, see if we could start talking some strategy. But here's the daily chart on the NASDAQ. We officially, to me, we've broken out. Like you can see back. Well, I can't even talk. October 14th, this was a high. We made this high, and ever since then, we've been kind of consolidating right around, 20,000. What was this? 20,300 to 600, and we finally broke out. We've had one heck of a rally since. I mean, you can look from the bottom of this to the top. It's 700 points. I mean, it doesn't compare anything to these 1,000-point days that we're having in August, but we've broken out. We're starting this Asian session, and starting the new day off. Looks like we gapped a bit higher. We had earnings come out. We had Google earnings, and it's earnings week, so there's going to be a bit more volatility during the Asian session, I believe, this week with that in mind. And yeah, the next question is, what do we do? Where do we go? But this is looking pretty dang bullish, if you ask me. We gapped up. We're printing highs. We're at 757. Where can this thing go? I mean, realistically, it looks like the next area of resistance is going to be in this zone. I can see 20,900. Can we see 21,000? Maybe 20,900 would be a decent area. If we zoom into an hourly chart and we look to the left, we can start to see that, right? We can start to see some resistance forming right around, the upper 800s, 900s in that area. If we start zooming in back in July, you guys could see this market structure that we were at. The funny thing is, we are actually at the bottom of this, so maybe that's something to pay attention to. If we could continue to break through this, we might be back into this consolidation zone. Maybe we can see 20,900. Can we see it tonight? I don't know. It wouldn't be very surprising, to be honest. Everybody is. Take a look at this rally. Like, this was a very strong, consistent rally. I took a loss today. Even though I am a bull, I took a loss, which is kind of stupid of me. But yeah, you can see this was a pretty strong, consistent one. This was pretty just as much, right? Like, no pullbacks, very rarely any pullbacks, and just green straight up. We broke out. We cleared, yesterday and weekly highs from these 600s. We're out of these 600s into the 700s, and yeah, what a time to be trading this market. Earnings came out tonight, which that didn't really move the market too much, right? You can see the earnings event where we went down, up, down, and then we gapped up, and we're kind of slowly drifting higher up and to the right. I could see us. Is this a flagging pattern? This could very well be a flagging pattern that we're seeing here in the NASDAQ, where if we break out, can we see a nice, push to the long side? Very realistically, I could see that. Maybe we have that breakout trade during the London session. Maybe that's something that we can put for an overnight trade. I could see this happening, very much to what I was saying last night for a long is, maybe we could put a buy stop to where if we do break out, we could catch a piece of the move. Ooh, and that just logged me out. Let's get back in there. Interesting. All right, let's okay. All right, try this again. One more time. There you go. So, yeah, I could see this happening as well, putting a buy stop and playing for a breakout on the NASDAQ. Would I short this? No, I would not short this market. I would not short this market. Just looking for areas to buy it. Looking for areas to buy it. That's all I have for the NASDAQ, to be honest. Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving forward to crude oil. Crude oil, maybe an opportunity to. I could see sellers stepping in here. Maybe we had that big sell-off, right? We see this sell-off. We've got a decent pullback. So maybe there's an opportunity to get into a short crude oil for a continuation, maybe to come down and test these 66s again. On the opposite side, if we're looking to buy crude, then maybe there's a reason to say that this was support and resistance. And if this does become, this was resistance, if it becomes support, maybe we have a reason to come back up and test these 67s, maybe test 68, but it's very hard to be a buyer of crude because we jump into this 1 hour chart and it's as bearish can get. That was one heck of a gap that we had on Sunday night. And yeah, we have not even attempted to fill this gap. We haven't even got close to 69. It's gap down, and we have yet to test, even have any type of we did get a little bit of a run up, but that was shut down really quick by another massive sell-off. So I wouldn't be surprised if oil would continue to sell off. It's kind of a no trade for me in crude oil, where I don't want to be short crude, just because it's hard to short a market that's already sold off so far. It doesn't mean it can't go further. I would much rather wait for a bigger rally and then find a reversal like we've seen here. And then it's hard for me to buy it because there's so much bearish pressure and there's a lot of sell side momentum, especially after this massive gap. Let's move on. Let's take a look at Nikkei. All right, Nikkei. Nikkei is another one of those markets we were talking last night. I think last night, this was the trade that I missed. Was that last night? Yeah, that happened really fast. Like, that was a big move here in the Nikkei, which is the Japanese market. From that breakout, we're up, 1.5%, and it looks like, can this thing continue? It's continuing right now. Tonight, we even had a decent pullback that this was an opportunity to buy it for those that were looking to get in long. That was a decent opportunity to get in long. And here we are again. I wonder if we're going to be breaking out of this 39,400. It seems like we were at 39,000 not too long ago, but look to the left. Back at the middle of October, we could see 39,500. I think the question on my mind is, if we look at the hourly chart again, is can we get back up to 40,000? I don't think that's too big of an ask for the Nikkei. I could definitely see the Nikkei getting back up and making a run at 40,000 again. So I'm going to be watching this, and any buying opportunity in the Nikkei, I'm going to be getting in long. I do like longs. It's very bullish ever since, obviously, we've seen this big, crazy move back on Sunday, and it's been up and to the right ever since. So anyway, let's take a look at gold, and then I'll get to everyone's questions. So let's take a look at gold and what's new, right? What's new in gold? I'm where were we at last night? We were down here last night. Yeah. We were down here. This is where we were at last night. And sure enough, it's same story. It seems like every night lately it's been just going up and to the right. Are we going to see 2,800? I wouldn't be surprised if we see 2,800. Probably, maybe tomorrow. We're already in the 90s. Maybe we see 2,800 tonight. I don't want to short gold. And look at this daily chart. It's just up, consolidate, straight up. Now the question is, are we going to have another continuation? This is a daily. This is a tough market to trade, everybody. I'm having a hard time to short any of these markets, and then I'm also having a hard time to buy it because the moves have basically happened. I mean, maybe there's some scalps, just some quick in and out trades in the direction of the momentum, which is to the long. So yeah, maybe there's a scalp to the long side. I mean, even tonight, we made all-time highs like tonight. You could see we opened up at 5 p.m. Central, and this is the move since we opened tonight. Like this, just right now, as I've started class, I mean, there's nothing really to say. Maybe there's going to be a break, and if we do break through these 91s, will we see a nice little scalp to 2,800? Like maybe there's that as an opportunity. It's hard. Now, it doesn't mean like, okay, the odds are it's going to continue going up, right? But, and I see someone in the chat says it's just a part. The part is risk management. When you get into a trade, for me, it's about risk reward and risk management, where, yeah, it's easy to say, close your eyes and buy it. But then where's the risk? Where's the target? I struggle with that when the market's making all-time highs. It's just hard to buy all-time highs. It's also hard to sell it. And so I love to have these pullbacks, which can be buying opportunities. We'll see. I don't know. You guys can definitely trade it a lot better than I can. I'm pretty sure you guys can trade this gold better than I do. I see it. I mean, every time I pull up gold and gold's making new highs, you guys in the chat are in a lot better position than I am. And I have that confidence there. How about using ticks for a buy? I mean, yeah. I mean, that's what I was saying is scalping. Yes, just in and out really quick. Sure, I do agree with that. It's something I do need to be better at. I struggle with that aspect in gold, and especially when a market's continuing to make highs. And I'm going to keep bouncing around some of these markets. So that's something I do struggle with. I do have to admit. I mean, I don't know. It's a very interesting thing. It looks like we did try to break out as I switched over. Looks like we broke out. Man, that was quick. That was really fast. Yeah, wow. Yeah, it's volatile tonight. Yeah, that was a quick 16 points up, 15 points up, and 15 points right back down. Anyone trade crypto at Topstep X? We do have Bitcoin. We could take a look at Bitcoin. That's been, what is it? Micro Bitcoin? Bitcoin's been very volatile, which has been interesting, right? Straight up as well. Bitcoin from 70,000 all the way up to 74,000. Everyone's been talking about Bitcoin futures. We have that here at Topstep. I don't trade it. I don't think I've ever traded Bitcoin. I've owned crypto. But I've never traded it. 100K tick on the NQ's bullish. Up like a movie. I mean, it sure feels like a movie. That's for sure. All right, let's get to some of these questions. We'll keep our eyes on the market. You guys keep your eyes on the market as well. And shout out if you guys see anything, let me know. I mean, the markets are moving. We're watching them. And let's get to some questions. If I see anything good, I'm going to take it. You can see I have my live account. And as earlier I stated, that's the risk disclosure. And let's get to some of the questions. And right before that, remember everybody. So I did get a little bit of details before I get to those questions. Sorry. So here is some details I now have. Okay. So if you're watching slow markets next week, you have an opportunity for a chance to win one of the 20 spots. So it's an exclusive giveaway. I've talked about it. I've teased about it for a little bit, like Topstep Labs. It's my private coaching, right? So starting next week, you guys could have an opportunity. It's going to be an exclusive 2-hour session. So Wednesday, November 13th. So put that in your calendars. Yeah, it's random. It is random, okay? So I can't just come in and say, yeah, I'm picking you, and you, right? That's not fair. As much as I would like to, it's just not fair. But it's going to be for 20 traders, Wednesday 13th, November 13th, Wednesday, November 13th at 5 p.m. for 20 traders. So it's going to be like a Q&A, private group coaching. You'll be able to submit questions ahead of time. I'll be able to answer those questions. So yeah, I'm going to continue to give more details. Now, it's not going to be one thing. I am going to be having a follow-up 1 week later. Okay, so it's going to be, that 2-hour session. I'll answer some questions, and then I'll have a follow-up 1 week later. So, yeah, I will continue to talk about it, and I'll continue to give you more details as it comes. So, yeah, that's going to be a fun one. I'm excited for it. It's going to be very it's not going to be in a big class, right? So, as you can imagine, 20 traders, 2 hours, you'll be able to get a lot answered, hopefully. Hopefully I can provide value from there. We'll see. Man, that could have been a good dip to buy. Look at this. This was me being a little bit hesitant here on the NASDAQ. We broke through this, break through it, came back, tested it, and now are we going to see the continuation? Are we going to see continuation here? 5 p.m. Central Time, Roosevelt. Usually when it's a time here at Topstep, located in Chicago, it's Central Time. Man, that is quite the move. Let's take a look. Is Nikkei breaking out? Nikkei breaking out? Nope, not yet. Nikkei's not. Let's take a look at gold. We'll continue to watch and see these markets. Gold. All right, we'll see what happens in gold in 10 minutes. 10 minutes, right at 8 p.m. Central, we typically see a spike in volatility in gold. So let's see if we see that again tonight. Yeah, my VIP is going to be different. The VIP is different than this. Okay, two completely different things. Walter Rivas. Walter, ticks are better for fast trades, coach. It depends. There's a 100 tick chart. I mean, you could have a 1,000 tick chart. It depends on your trading style. I have a hard time saying one thing's better than the other. I do like the 100 tick charts. Let's get to some of the questions that I have missed. Now, remember, if you guys put questions in the chat, we have an amazing moderators and amazing moderator tonight that is giving me some of the questions that I do miss because the chat does go pretty dang quick. Let's take a look and see. From a pro trader to a pro trader, how long did it took to notice that it is about the process and not the money? So from a pro trader to a pro trader, how long did it take me to realize it's about the process and not about the money? I think after college, after I lost a lot of money and I was trading my account balance and I was saying, okay, my account balance is this, okay? And I'm going to trade to get it to say it's at 251,000. And my next trade, I'm going to risk 1,000 and I'm going to look to make 4,000. So I started to notice I was watching the P&L a lot more than I should. And like the P&L has nothing to do with what's going on in the markets. But I would say it took me a good 2.5 years. And I started trading before college. I started trading really, really, really young. But it took me a long time not to realize and like, okay, wow, this is actually about the process and not the profits. Now, I did good, even though I was not thinking that way, but it took me a while. Do you copy trade all XFAs or work them in pairs? So Of course I'm going to get this question. So I like to focus on one account. Okay. I 100% my live account here at Topstep is my priority when I'm trading Topstep. Okay. I have my personal accounts, and when I'm trading my personal accounts, it's one account. So I look at one account at all times, and I focus on one at that. However, when I'm trading, I might have different styles or strategies that I might be working on, and that is all demo accounts. I only trade and test in demo accounts. But then if I'm like what I've been doing here at Topstep in XFAs, which is a funded account where you can receive a payout, I've been testing a strategy in a combine, and then that strategy has been doing really well, and I passed that combine using a different strategy, then yes, I've traded those XFAs as one account. I copy traded them. I don't trade each XFA different. However, I do think it can be a very great idea if you do have multiple accounts, like multiple XFAs, then yeah, maybe it's a really good idea to trade different strategies if that's what you do, right? Whatever you do in a combine, whatever you do in a demo account that got you to an XFA, you should trade it exactly the same and not alter. Like too many times I see traders like trading one way in a combine and then trading it differently when they get to an XFA. And then if they start doing good in an XFA and they get to a live account, then they trade it differently. And I'm like, don't keep changing. It literally is about the process. Like it doesn't matter whether it's a combine, whether it's an XFA, or what it is. You need to trade it exactly the same. Frederic, what broker do you recommend for your live? So I don't recommend any brokers. Okay, it's not right for me to say I recommend this broker. I do have an Interactive Brokers account. I have a Tasty Trade account, but I'm not going to recommend a broker. Ooh, interesting. Let's get to some more of these questions. Like I said, I'm watching the markets. If you guys see the markets move, let me know. Like I said, we tend to see a little bit more volatility. And just if you guys didn't know, and you guys probably seen it everywhere, that I was happy to see this. I was happy to see where is it at? A live. You guys see the email about live accounts that went out. So I was happy to see that. Here's an email where it was in preparation. This is all over social media. In preparation for market volatility around the U.S. president election, Tuesday, November 5th, we will be placing temporary restrictions on live accounts. I love this. I see it in my personal brokerage all the time, where they increase the margin or they change the restrictions due to something that's been going on in the market. And this is very important. Okay, the election night, 1 week from tonight, is going to be, it might be very chaotic. It's going to be very low liquidity. And when I talk about low liquidity, I'm going to pull up the DOM over here on the right, and you can see the order book is very thin. This is very thin. And throw this in with volatility, and during an election, it gets very chaotic. It gets very, very chaotic. And you're going to see slippage. You see things that are just not normal in the market, and it's only the right thing to do, not just for Topstep, for any broker. If I had my own broker, if I had my own business, I'm going to say all live money. Why? Don't trade. Do not trade. It makes no sense trading. Wait until the next day. Let things settle down, and then you could start to trading. You'll see, and I'm going to be live Tuesday night as well. And we've seen it before in August, where you'll see the spread. I'm going to pause this, where the bid and ask is like 10 points away. Like you could have the bid all the way down here at 20,763, and the ask is going to be all the way up here. And like you getting in and out is just going to be like there's no reason for it. It's going to be fun to watch, but 100% recommend do not be trading. Yeah, I'm not going to be trading it. That's for sure. Let's get to a few more of these questions. We're going to watch gold. We're going to see if gold could continue to break all-time highs, right? We did break it for a moment. And we're going to see if we get that spike in volatility in 3 minutes. 3 minutes, we see, gold typically move and see volatility. Yeah, just bring the popcorn. Bring the popcorn to election night. Watch the markets. I love watching markets during big events like that. Topstep risk team seems to like longer timed holds. Okay, so here's a good question. The Topstep risk team seems to like longer timed trades. How do you go about finding trades that can last a longer time instead of just a couple minutes, especially in something like the NASDAQ? This is a good question, okay? Yes, the risk management team, based off of my experience. Now, I want you guys to know, I'm not the risk management team, but I do have conversations with the risk management team all the time. Trust me, I know they are amazing to traders that they are working with, especially once you get to a live account. You have like basically so much access. I don't want to say 24/7, but you have such a close relationship with the risk management team. I've built that, and I could tell you for a fact that yes, they don't just lie. They just do not like one aspect, right? Like they just say, okay, hold times are the most important, or your win percentage is the most important. Your risk rewards are the most important. That's not right. They look at the overall account, and I can confirm this. They look at the entire account. Now, if a hold time for you is 3 minutes on average, and you can show consistency, then that's fine. It's more about consistency, and I want to make sure that that is straight. It's really more about the consistency. Like, is your hold time 3 minutes? How long are your winners? Is your winners 4 minutes and then your losers 2 minutes? Well, that's good, because you're holding your winners twice as long as you're holding you're holding your winners twice as long as you're holding your losers, and they analyze that, right? That's what makes sense. Compared to, say, one trader might say they hold their losers for an hour and they hold their winners for 2 hours. That's still good, right? It's the same ratio. And so don't get hyper focused on that. Do not get hyper focused on, oh, I have to hold my trades longer. No, focus on the process, focus on your strategy, and look for that consistency. And here we go right at 8 p.m. Central. Let's see if we're getting that spike in volatility. So new all-time high. I made everybody in slow markets a promise that I'll get my stream deck set up by the end of October. So tonight, I'm probably going to be working on my stream deck. I don't have any sounds or any of that fun stuff, and October's almost over. Tonight, I need to get my stream deck set up. No excuses. Sandy Hack, I missed the Nikkei. I probably did. We're watching gold hit all-time highs, and I probably missed the Nikkei trade. It's pulling back a little bit, but we can watch this gold. We'll watch gold. Let's see how gold's reacting. It's struggling a little bit to push and hold these highs. Here we go. We're watching this. Continue to watch it. I'll continue to answer questions. Let's take a look. Answering questions. How to avoid getting chopped around. If I knew, I got chopped around today. Oh, come on. Yeah, I got chopped around today. How to avoid getting chopped around in the market. I'm trying to think of what the best answer for that is. How do you guys avoid getting chopped around? Because that's something we all struggle with. I would say the first part is you need to identify when the market's choppy, which can be difficult to do. Don't trade when choppy. Yeah, you have to identify it first, right? You gotta identify how the market's reacting. You need to like find a way how to identify the type of market you're in, which is one of the harder parts. I would say, because it happened to me today. You could see I lost like $2,800 in my live account because I got chopped around. I would, yeah. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. Trying to identify when the market is choppy is a very difficult thing, at least for me. I would say understand the market condition that you're in is number one. And then you'd want to size down. So instead of, maybe you want to size down your position size and maybe use wider stop losses. So wider stop losses typically help in a choppier market. Yeah, I think that can be something. There's an indicator called the CHOP index. I mean, that makes sense. Someone would have made an indicator on that one. That probably made it. That's an interesting indicator. NASDAQ. Can the NASDAQ get back down here is the question. I'll be curious. Will the NASDAQ get back down and fill this down here? 716. That's pretty dang bullish. VWAP. Yeah, so some people use indicators. John S. says VWAP. So here is a good example that can help, and that does help some traders, where they just put something as simple as a moving average. Okay, and they say, if the moving average is sideways, then it's choppy. And I will not trade unless this moving average is trending, or if the candlesticks are above the moving average, then it's trending up. If the candlesticks are below the moving average, we're trending down. If the moving average is somewhere in between, then it's chop. Like, here's a couple good examples, right? Like, hey, this is a very choppy market. I'm not going to trade this. I'm going to wait till the market starts to stabilize. This is just an example. I don't use moving averages, but I've seen traders use that. I also seen traders use like a VWAP. Bollinger Bands. There's a lot of different tools that a trader can use. I'm just going to say, whatever you do decide to use, keep it simple. Chop is where the best RR is. I mean, it's range-bound market, right? There's a strategy to change, trade a range-bound market. Doby's amazing at trading range-bound markets. I tend to struggle during range-bound markets, or at least it depends on the range-bound market. A range like this is chop. Look at this. This is, to me, I hate trading this. I don't like trading this. This is difficult for me to trade. This, to me, I just look at chop. I don't want to trade it. It's hands-free, no trade. However, some traders are like, ooh, I love this. I'm going to, buy the low, and then I'm going to look to sell the high, and I'm going to have a stop loss just below, and I get a good trade here. So there's so many different ways to trade these markets. Yeah, sometimes it will trot. I mean, today in the NASDAQ is a good example. Look at this. Like, this is a 5-minute chart on the NASDAQ. Look at this. Like, this is what I got chopped up in. I got chopped up in the NASDAQ. This was my downfall today. My loss was today. Was chop. It's like, if you could draw I don't know if we could draw like maybe something like this. This, do you consider this chop? Maybe, right? Where this is kind of chopping up into the right, where buy low, sell high, buy. And I got chopped up in this. And, here's another example. Here's some chop. Maybe this was chop. I mean, even tonight, take a look at this. Like, it's sometimes for me, this is very difficult to trade. But in hindsight, heck yeah, that's easy market to trade. Just buy it whenever you buy the dip. That's like almost my slogan is buy the dip. That has been the story of the way I love to trade, is buying dips. And whenever I take a loss like today, it's kind of funny to go back and say, I can't believe I took a loss on a day today. It's kind of weird to know that, hey, everybody, markets rallied, 100 or 200 points, and I lost money. It's weird. Yeah, I need to get a shirt that says buy the dip. I'm sure there's a shirt out there somewhere, right? Still looking at these other markets. Maybe I could just go like this. I need to be able to do this. I need to get better at managing for tonight. We'll go like that. And we're going to go ahead and put the NASDAQ on one. And we could put gold on another. How's that? Is that better for everybody? Then it'll make my life a bit easier. Watching these. Yeah, gold. I mean, there's a good example. If you would have bought the bottom of this consolidation here on gold. Okay, anyway, man, what a I'm not seeing anything, to be honest, guys. Gold continue to pushing the highs. Let's take a look at the Nikkei. We'll keep gold right here. Nikkei's not really doing much. Nikkei's being choppy. Yeah, not much going on in the Nikkei. Selling off a little bit. I might look for an opportunity to buy if we can get. Yeah, that's right in the middle though. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what's going to be happening in the Nikkei. We do have earnings. Oh, there we go. I got this picture. Buy the dip. Here, take a look like this. Yeah, this is the shirt I need to get. Buy the dip. Yeah, that's going to be my next shirt. I'm going to have to wear that. Just watching around, and I'm not seeing anything too crazy. Topstep will make one with, yeah, maybe I get one with a logo just for me. Definitely buy the dip. I saw a double bottom after a fair value gap. Are you talking about on the shirt? Yeah, I see what you mean. I see it. Let's get to a few more of these questions before I get too off track. How do you overcome the emotions of getting stopped out of a good trade? Noted. It has happened to me several times the past 2 weeks. I journal after good things and areas to improve. So here's the thing. And I don't want to know if this is this isn't a secret to trading. This is not a secret, but maybe it is. I don't know. I don't know. This should not be a secret to trading at all. But if there is a secret, I will say this. It's a lot easier to trade this, and you guys could quote me on this, and you can clip this because it's recorded on YouTube. It is easier, and I'm going to use the word easy, okay? It is easier to trade smaller size with a wider stop loss than it is to trade with a tighter stop loss, especially when you're new to trading and you're still trying to become consistent, okay? Because this happens so much, especially in the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ loves to run stops. It's very difficult. Having wider stops is very beneficial, okay? It doesn't mean you're risking more, okay? Just because you have a wider stop doesn't mean it's more risk. We have micros. We can trade micros. So if you're used to trading one mini and having a 20-point stop loss, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so tight, I keep getting stopped out, and then the market keeps going in my direction, and it was a great trade. Well, instead of trading one mini, trade 5 micros. It's half the size, and then double your stop loss. Like, hey, half the size, double the stop loss, my risk is the same, and just practice that, right? Practice it in a demo account. Practice it to where you can maybe start to see, and that's what testing is for, right? That's what a combine is for. And then you give the room and you give the market room for you to be right. Like so many times, I experience it too. It sucks. It's frustrating. But I would prefer a wider stop loss and a smaller size than to have the opposite, right? Does that make sense? Does that make sense to everybody? Did I just lose people on what I was talking about? Let's take a look at CL. Crude's on the, yeah, look, crude oil is bouncing right off that resistance. That made sense to you? Yeah, I think that's one of the most important things that I can say to a new trader. Sure, cheap trades, tight stop losses. There's the counter argument to where it's better to just let the trade run. Give it room and let it go. We seen it today. Heck, we seen it today at the house account, right? We pull up. Let me pull up the NASDAQ. We can pull up the NASDAQ. Ooh, gold's. Ooh, this is looking so tempting to short gold. I don't think I'm brave enough to short gold. That made sense to you? Well, good. Well, that's the goal, is to have it make sense. We'll take a look at the NASDAQ, right? So if you got into a long on any point here, you should have never been stopped out, right? Like any longs today in the NASDAQ should have never been stopped out. Maybe there's an argument. The only time I ever see somebody getting stopped out today in a long is maybe during this move. But no, you should have never been stopped out. The house account got long like right around here. Somewhere right here, okay? And then it got stopped out right around here. I'm just guessing, okay? So that is what happened on the house account. We got in long. It was a great long. We got long on this dip. It got stopped out here. And then it missed all of this move, right? And you know, sometimes this happens. You're like, oh my gosh, that was a great trade. If only we had a runner, right? So sometimes it's a lot better to have a wider stop loss, and especially when you're new. Gold hasn't broken out of the range yet. I mean, it's tried, right? Can you look at copper? Looks primed. What's the symbol for copper? Let me get this one. I gotta get this. I'm gonna make sure I'm watching all the markets I want to watch, so I don't freaking miss it. I missed the Nikkei, guys. I missed it. Didn't quite give me what I was wanting. I was looking for we got to like 290. Yeah. Dang it. Dang it. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I keep missing trades during class. I need to get it set up to where I'm watching everything more often. I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep 2 charts open at all times. So that way I don't miss stuff as much as I don't want to link that. No link on that one. Alerts, perhaps. I mean, it's hard for alerts. The chat, you guys are going to be my alerts. This is just one screen. What you see here is what I have. Yeah. Usually I'm not distracted with class, but that's okay. Let's keep going. I'm going to continue to watch and see if we can find any other setups. Gold's just kind of just not really doing much. If something moves, let me know. You guys know the markets I watch. How would you describe your preferred trading strategy? More trend trading, range trading, or reversals? Caspar, I would say my favorite style of trading is trend trading. I absolutely love trend trading. I'm going to actually switch this because now it looks weird. So trend trading is my favorite. Absolutely. I actually, or reversals with the trend. So here's an example of what I love. And take a look at this pullback. This was a nice pullback on the NASDAQ. And I like to have a reversal on a longer term trend. So for me, the longer term trend here on the NASDAQ is bullish, right? I like to buy the dips. And so you can make an argument to say that, sure, the current trend while we were selling off was down. And when I'm trying to buy down here, this can technically be counter intermediate trend, right? But I'm looking to buy the dip because on the higher time frame, like the daily or the 4-hour, the trend is up, right? The market's going up and to the right. And so I do love to buy the markets. I mean, the markets seem like they're always going up and to the right. But I would say more counter. I like reversals. I like the 3-bar reversal. I also can trade breakouts, but my favorite is a 3-bar reversal. You know, I will admit that. My favorite is a 3-bar reversal. Something like this. Something like this that we just got, right? A pullback. So nice pullback. And a 3-bar reversal. And looking for that continuation. So this is a good example of what I like to trade. That's actually a really good example. That was actually a good trade. That was probably a good trade, to be honest. All right. If I was to take one trade right here, right now, which one would it be? I think that was it. That was it. That was definitely it. Let's take a look at. We'll keep watching these markets. Okay, I'm gonna be. Oh, come on. I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna say the one trade I would take right now is gonna be a gold short. I would short gold. Oh yeah. Sure. You know what? We're gonna do this. I don't have that much confidence in it, but we're gonna switch over to gold. Come on. Let's see. We're gonna do this in a. Let's take a look at gold, and I'm gonna put in a short, and that's not the right market. We're gonna go ahead and. We're going to do a short here on gold. I'm going to be that guy. I don't like it from that perspective. I don't like it enough for a live account. But we're going to find out. We're going to find out here. We're going to see how this... Oh, come on. I am struggling tonight. No, I don't want to do it in an Express account. I want to do it in a demo account. I sold gold. Let's see how this would be this is a trade. Risk 375. 375. Yeah, this is probably gonna go up on me, but that would be the only trade I'm seeing right now, and this is just a demo account and for fun. I'm not seeing anything else, to be honest. Not seeing anything else. Nothing. Every time I try and do multiple monitors, it logs me out. All right, well, I guess I don't get multiple monitors. Just trying for it. See, now the markets are starting to slow down. Nikkei was probably a better buy. Nikkei was a better buy. Yeah, my connection doesn't want me to trade tonight. Gold's down. Down gold. Oh. You only trade sim live? Darth Trader? No, I trade my live account live. But there's no setups that qualify for my live account. This is not an amazing setup, and it's not something I want to take in my live account. Can we take a look at crude? Shall we take a look at crude? Crude oil still looking like it bounced off this support right here at 67.35. Is Mick kicking me off because he heard I was going to short gold? Maybe. He's like, no, Dakota, you do not short. No one shorts gold. Gold is not a market to short. Not today. We'll keep the NASDAQ open. Look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ's bounce. Oh, that is a move for the NASDAQ. Yeah, that was the trade. That was another good trade, that 3-bar reversal. Come on, don't make me miss all the good trades and I take the short gold. What's my take profit for gold? Yeah, let's review that. Let's review this. I'm going to keep NASDAQ right here. You could keep an eye on that. But let's take a look. How would I manage this trade? My take profit, this is a tough one. It's one contract. My first take profit would be right there, which is not at all that great. My second take profit would be here. So I think that would be a decent trade. And that's a hard one. That is just a hard one. Do you ever use other indicators? I don't. I do not use any other indicators than what you guys are seeing. All right. Going through this. Should we do trader statistics? I haven't done any trader statistics for a while. Should we do that? What do you guys, or do you just want me to keep talking about these markets or going on like I'm doing? What's your guys' thoughts? I want to know. It'd be a good change of pace. Yes, do some. Okay, we're going to do some. You guys can keep an eye out on my the market, and I'll switch back and forth. I've been talking about the markets a lot. I haven't talked more about any of that. What's my thoughts on the drama from this morning? I don't have any thoughts. I really don't. I want to stay out of it. I already have enough going on, busy trying to figure out my own trading, than caring or paying attention to any of that. It was entertaining. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed. I wish I had some popcorn this morning. I mean, drama is drama. It's like anything. It's like a movie makes drama, TV show makes drama, but I stay out of it. I'm just going to do my best to stay out of it. I have enough going on with my own trading and my own life. It's not even worth my time, to be honest. But anyway, what drama? Well, if you follow me on Twitter, maybe you would find out. No, I don't even. You probably can't even find it because I don't even participate in it. So there you go. You guys have to get me to. Yeah, you go. There you go, Andre. That's the best way. Watch fast markets. Watch fast markets. I was on fast markets this morning. But there you go. If you haven't, try and find a way to get me to like 100,000 followers. Get me to 100,000 followers. If you guys find a way to do that, I would be very thankful, because now I'm a Twitterer, or I'm on the social media thing. So anyway, take a look at NASDAQ. NASDAQ's pushing. What that is quite the move in NASDAQ. I'm not seeing anything else. Okay, let's get to some trader statistics. If you guys did not know, over in the top left-hand side, there is an option where you can choose performance statistics. So if you click on performance statistics, you can go over here and click on share and copy the link And you can share this link into my channel in Discord. So I see some of you guys are already doing that. Let me put the link in the YouTube chat, and then we could talk about statistics, and then we could also pay attention to these markets as well. So let's go through and do that. And if you can, go ahead and put a brief description. So the more of a description that you put, the better it is, and the better for me to review it. And of course, I prefer XFAs. So I'm going to do this one just because this trader posted it at the very beginning, and this trader posted it first. And for someone to post a losing account, they deserve, don't be afraid. Do not be afraid to post the losses. I do appreciate when traders do that. But yeah, any more description will always be better. The more description, the merrier. Let's take a look. Give me a second. I'm reviewing some of these trader statistics, so just bear with me. Give me a moment. Going through here. Man. All right. Taking forever. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's go through it. You don't see your room in Discord? I'm not sure why. Is that not the right one? That should be the right one. Yeah, that's the right one. So yeah, put a brief description there, and let's review this. I'm going to try and be quick going over these statistics, and let's get to it. All right, P&L 1500. This is just a combine. It might mean something, right? I don't want to say just a combine, but I do like the risk reward, good risk reward, but you need a better risk reward. If you're going to have a not so great win trade percentage, you do need to have a 3-to-1 or a 2.5-to-1 risk reward. So focus on the risk reward if your trade winning percentage is there. If not, you need at least 50-50. I'm just going through this. Only 2 days. 2 days in this account. You just blew it all in one day. Trade smaller. That's my best advice. Trade smaller. It looks like you are trading micros. So maybe instead of trading 5 or 15 micros, trade 1 or 2. Like, that's all I really have from there. And let's move on to the next. This is an XFA from April. An XFA all the way from April. Okay, this should be interesting. This is going to be very interesting. All right, here we go. All right, interesting. I'm looking through this. This is what I like to see. This is what I really like to see, actually, is a trader who's been in their account for a long period of time. Okay, so it looks like maybe you've taken some time away. So it looks like maybe not too active throughout July, some of August, and then you started getting back into it. So I like this a lot. And so I want to stress the importance of having a lot of statistics, being in your account for a long time, keeping the account alive, not just blowing it, giving importance to your account, right? Because it's very important to have an account and keep it open, because you gain a lot of experience when you have this much experience and time in the market, regardless of whether you're making money, losing money. The more time you spend in the market, the better it is for you as a trader. Yeah, this is nice. This is a beautiful thing. Then this just proves it. You don't make it back in one day, and you don't need to make it all the way back in a single day. Let's go through. There you go. Scrolling through. Total number of trades, 294. Just going through. This is where statistics really can start making a difference, because now you know whatever statistics this is, one day is not going to change it dramatically. Well, at least it shouldn't. These are true statistics. Let's go. So average trade duration. I like that. 38 minutes. Going through here. It's nice equity curve. It's ugly, but it's still up and to the right. What is it that just going through. I mean, there's not too much to talk about. It looks like you had one really bad day here where minus $600 really took out the entire month, right? Look, I mean, if you're looking at this, the $600 losing day wiped out like 3 weeks worth of profit. Like almost the whole entire month was ruined because of one day. So I'm not sure what happened that day. I don't know. It looks like maybe he was holding on to a loser, but this, it could get really scary. Lots of small losses, which is okay, or lots of small winners, which is okay. But then the loss, you have a $400 winner, which is good. Are your losses bigger than your winners? So yeah, that's the issue. That's the issue where your losses are just so much bigger than your winners. It's very hard to keep this up, right? You have a great winning trade percentage, but because of that, because of this, it's very hard to maintain it. And so you'll see a lot of, smaller winners, and then big loss. And so it's like smaller winners, and then big loss, which is still profitable, right? Because the goal is to have a profitable account. So the profit factor is the goal. It's just, it can be very scary because if you have really two bad days in a row can blow your account fast. So, so be careful with that. You see it a lot. You see it a lot with traders with high winning percent trades because traders get in this false mindset that one is better than the other. That's wrong. These are not independent. Someone would say, oh my gosh, I have the best risk reward in the world. I have a 6-to-1, but then their trade win percent is like 1%, right? You're not profitable. But then vice versa. You could say, oh my gosh, I have a 90% win rate. I'm the best. It's like, no, because you got to also look at your average winners versus average losers. I could go out there and I could get a 90% win rate. That's not hard to do. That's actually very easy to get a 90% win rate. I just trade it very small and I have an extremely wide stop loss. But then when I do lose, I'm going to blow my account, right? So it's a balance. It really is a balance. You can't have one without the other. Both of them are extremely important. You can't say I have a win trading percentage of 69, but you don't know if it's profitable because the 30% that you lose can blow your account, right? Anyway, let's move on to the next one. Going through, yeah, sorry if I can't get to them all. We do have 30 more minutes left. Going through, yeah, I wish I could just take the time and go through all of these, but I'll do what I can. I'll do what I can. This is my XFA statistics. Let's take a look. Oh, not sharing the data. Okay. Yeah, sure, we could go through this combine. We'll go through this combine. Why not? Okay, so this is a combine, and not very long. Not a lot of statistics in here. Here's a good example, right? Here's a good example of a lower win percentage. So you're only winning 36% of the time, which means most of the time you're going to be having losses. But that's okay because you have a really good risk reward. And look at this, profit factor, 6.88. That's amazing. You don't need to have a high win trade percentage. Risk reward. Let's take a look and see. And it's only a few days, right? Few days. It's keep it up. Keep trying this. This is very good to see. Very, very nice to see. It looks like you're doing both micros and minis. Keep this up. If you could do this for a month, that is going to be a very beautiful thing to watch. Let's take a look. I'm going to continue to go through as many of these as I can. Okay. New high on gold. We'll pull up my account in just a moment. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Come on. New high on gold. Oh, yep. There you go. See, that's why I'm happy I just took that. Dang, look at that. That's why it's so hard to sell gold. Yeah, I'm just going to trash that one. Oh, how do you do this? Close? There you go. Yeah, it's hard. Why even short this market? Let's see. Let's have a brief run. What's going on? Nasdaq. Wow, Nasdaq not stopping. Nasdaq's going straight up. 785. Let's take a look at Nikkei. Is Nikkei following along? Not really. And then let's take a look at crude oil. Don't short gold till after 3,000. Yeah, that's probably the right thing to do, right? We're moving on up. We might see 3,000 tonight. Look at this. 2,800 maybe. 2,800. Maybe we see 2,800 tonight. What if we see 3,000 tonight? Yeah, no air horn sound yet. So we'll keep an eye on this. I'll keep an eye. Let's jump back to the trader statistics. Right here. All right, there we go. And boom. There you go. Express funded accounts. Okay, here's one that's pretty well balanced. And then we could continue and we'll finish talking about the markets, do a brief Q&A, and get ready to finish up for the evening. So, express funded accounts. I like this. Not a lot of profit, which is okay, but most like you're trading small, you're trading consistent. Here's one with a pretty good risk reward. $53 to 35. Scrolling through this. 15-minute hold time. Ooh, I like this. This is new. This is relatively new. Trade direction. I haven't talked much about trade direction. 66% looks like you're long. So I do like this. This is another helpful statistic that is new to me anyway. Yeah, great work. I'm sure trading micros. Keep trading micros. Process over profits. So here's another good example. Process over profits. I see you did one journal entry. I'd love to see more journal entries. If you're journaling somewhere else, that's okay. But process over profits, here is a beautiful example. The same way you do this with micros is going to be the same way you do it with minis. Love it. Dakota, how do you add to your position? Every time I try it, it messes up my average and I end up losing the trade. That's a good question because it's true. Okay, so when you add to your position, it does mess up an average. So if we pull up this, let's pull up. I was looking. Why is it saying gold? Let's take a look at this. So this is purely for an example. Okay, so let's say we short gold. Let's just short gold. I want to do this as an example. Okay, so we're short gold. And let's say my stop loss, your stop loss is what it is. Okay, we need to make sure we have a stop loss. Okay, there's their stop loss. And we are now short one contract. And let's do that for stop loss. Okay, we're short one contract. Average, or my price is 2792.6. So 2792.6. This is my trade. Now, if it goes against me, and say we want to just sell another one, your average moves up. My average is now 92.8. And let's say I wanted to short another one. Let's see if it will keep going up so I could show. Okay, your stop loss should not move. Come on. I want it to go higher so it moves the average higher. Okay, so there we go. So now my average is 92.9. So when you add to a losing position, your average will go in the direction that the market's going, right? Your stop loss is the trade setup. Your stop loss should not move. What a lot of traders get caught in, a lot of traders that get caught in the same thing I was talking about earlier, okay? So what I was talking about earlier is that traders have a lot of the time, look, I'm going to keep doing this. Watch. Let's see if we'll keep doing that. See how my average keeps going down, or it changes. So a lot of traders, what they do is when they average into a trade, they move their stop loss. Like, oh my gosh, I don't want to risk $3,500. I'm going to just keep my risk the same. And then the market goes against them and they get stopped out. And then sometimes the market will do this. It will go up, stop them out. and then it will turn around and go in the direction that they originally thought. And then they think to themselves like, oh my gosh, my original stop up here was perfect. My trade was great. I just got stopped out. What the heck? So that is hard. I don't like to average very much when it's going against me. So like if I average in again and again and again, and my average keeps going up, but my risk continues to increase, right? I would have to move my stop loss really close, and the odds of me losing this trade are a lot more. Now the vice versa happens, right? The vice versa happens is you want to add as the market's going in your favor. And if you add as the market's going in your favor and your stop loss stays the same, right? A lot of same thing. And then the market turns around and it goes against you. So I would advise, do not change your stop loss. Like, your trade is your trade. Wherever your stop loss is needs to be where your stop loss is. If your stop loss says, 2,800, do not change your stop loss just because of where your entry is. Your stop loss must not change. Your stop loss needs to stay the same. It's a valid stop loss. Like, follow your process. Your stop loss needs to be at a point where the trade becomes invalid. And so if your stop loss says my trade's invalid here, do not change it. A lot of traders get in too big of a habit. They look at the dollar amount and they change their stop loss based off of what their P&L is, based off of what the market's doing or whatever. Follow your process. And yeah, I'm proving DCA works. Yeah, this is purely an example, guys. Purely an example. Yeah. So does that make sense? Did I explain that right to everybody? You don't change your stop loss based off the dollar amount. It needs to be based off of your strategy, based off of your process, based off of, something other than your dollar amount. Yes, that was helpful. Okay. And same, even if the trade's going in my favor and I want to add, like say I want to add now, and then I want to add another one as it's going in my favor, same, I'm not going to change my stop loss. If the dollar amount's too high, if this dollar amount is just too high where my stop loss is, and say it's like, okay, I'm okay risking 4,600, but then I sell again. It's like, oh wow, I don't want to risk 5,000. That's too much. Well, then you're in too big of a position size. That should say, oh, I'm too big of a position size. I need to get that back to where it needs to be. So that could be a good indication that you have just too big of a position size if you're moving your stop loss because of the dollar amount. Is this a 3-bar reversal? Yeah, this is a good example of a 3-bar reversal. Look, 3-bar reversal just happened. We have a move in the market, and then we have kind of a 3-bar reversal. Yeah, that's technically a 3-bar reversal right there. Should we keep this trade on? Let's vote. Who should we keep this demo trade on? For example, how would you trade that through? Of course. Okay, we're keeping this demo trade on. I did the risk disclosure, right? This is just a coaching account. This means absolutely nothing. So how I would trade this 3-bar reversal is I would get into the market. I'd short here. Okay, I'd get in there. That's the 3-bar reversal confirmation. And my stop loss would be on the opposite side of that 3-bar reversal. This is how I would trade the 3-bar reversal. Should we keep it? Should we keep this, the trade? It's a higher low. Yeah, I'm doing what I should this market now. I mean, we're going to find out why it's not a good idea to short all-time high. Downside target. Coach, what defines a 3-bar reversal? 3 bars. We have the main move. I'm going to say this is bar number 1. We have the reversal bar. That's bar number 3. And then this is bar number 1, bar number 2, bar number 3. Yeah, you guys, we're going to find out why it's ill-advised to short an all-time high. Here we go. You're going to see it. You'll show why it's not good to short gold when it's making all-time highs. Yeah, I think maybe we could even hit, 2,800's right there. Don't stop now. 3-bar reversal, better do it 15-minute candles. Yeah, so usually the higher the time frame, the more reliable the chart pattern. The higher the time frame, typically the more reliable the chart pattern. So let me go through it. If you guys missed it, let me give you guys some more of those details that everyone has been kind of waiting on and I've been teasing. Okay, so we know this, what is it, Thursday's Halloween? So on Halloween, October 31st, Jack and Ben, they're going to have that fun special roast my trades, or that's going to be interesting. I always like that. But yeah, I have more of those details. I'll have more tomorrow, so stay tuned tomorrow. The more you stay tuned to slow markets, the more details you get and the more opportunities you will have. Like I said, I'm doing that one-time group coaching. It's different than the VIP. Everybody in here, I've talked about it before, a one-time private group coaching. It's going to be for 20 traders. So 20 spots. I'm going to make it, specific to slow markets, to everybody in here, 20 sessions. It's going to be Wednesday, November 13th. So Wednesday, November 13th at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time for 20 traders. You'll be able to put questions ahead so I could answer those questions in a really good answer, right? Rather than just think on my feet and give a brief explanation. So, send in the questions. I'll answer those questions in detail. It's going to be a 2-hour class, and then, only to 20 traders. And then I think the week after, I'll have a follow-up session a week after. We'll talk and we'll have another review. We'll talk to those same 20 traders, and it's going to be it's just a private group coaching session. So, yeah, that's it. We have sometimes over 2,000 traders watching, and it's special for 20. Now, remember, this is different than the VIP, okay? It's different than the VIP. This is more of a one-time thing for group coaching. Now, remember, there's going to be check-ins. So starting next week, there's going to be check-ins. It's going to be for slow markets only. So, yes, come in, enjoy slow markets, ask questions, and then I'll drop a check-in. And, yeah, small group to start, but we'll do more of these. Oh, yeah, so be excited. Call it DBA class. Yeah. There's Danielle. Danielle in the chat. What did I miss? Oh my gosh. The dad jokes. That's a dad joke. Is it classified as a dad joke? There you go. Awesome. Yeah. So that's going to be offered with all these coaches eventually. That's so much value, Danielle. Why? That's so much. Is that too much? Traders getting just so much, and a reason to stay and tune in. I wish I had that when I was, and I continue to say that. How is the right word spoiled? Dare I say the word spoiled? Traders are you guys are getting a lot. Everyone's getting a lot as they tune in to Topstep. During the day show, throughout the evening, we have Coach Jay doing At the Buzzer. We have Nick for a Tick on Sundays. We have D during the London session. Man, it's just so much. Okay, not spoiled. We love to do this for traders. It's for everybody, though. It's for everybody. Sign me up for the one with Hogue. I want the one with Hogue. I would definitely be one to sign up with Hogue. He's awesome. Yeah, and we're coming up to the end of class, so we could finish this off with just some brief. Sorry if I didn't get to your guys' statistics. I'll try and continue to do more of that. Danielle, I know I have Hogue's phone number, but I just think it's weird. Like, hey, I just randomly call him up and start talking markets. Maybe one day I should just do that. Should I do that one day? I'd love to do that. Like, could we do it like during a stream? He'd love it. Like how Jim Cramer does it. Record it for TV. Yeah. Just call him randomly, ask him something about the markets, and talk for an hour or talk for, something. Yeah, I'm going to have to do it now. Okay. All right. I'm putting that in my to-do list. I am. I'm doing it right now so I don't forget. Where is it? Call Hogue. And record it. I would probably have an amazing conversation with him and forget to record it. I am bad with, number one, I'm bad with taking pictures, and I'm bad with recording stuff. When I got my wisdom teeth taken out, that was kind of special. I don't know why I recorded myself, and I don't know why I took that picture. But the first thing I did when I woke up was take a picture. It was weird. But anyway, let's review the markets one last time, and then we'll call it a day. Let's come on, guys. NASDAQ still going up. Can we see 20,800? That's very realistic. You can see we had that nice breakout, pullback. Now, with after the fact, it's easy to say. We're seeing that continuation. We could very realistically see 20,800. Earlier before, I was looking at 20,900, looking at this higher time frame. Looking at back in July, we could come and see maybe 20,900. Maybe the upper 20,800s would be that first target over here since July. 20,880s. Yeah, I'm putting that one out there. 20,880s, maybe that in that area. Will we see it overnight? By the way these markets are going, sure. I could realistically, can we? Yeah, this is a very bullish market, as you guys can tell. Let's taking a look at the Nikkei. Nikkei bullish. We are pushing. Looks like we might even break out on the Nikkei. We are testing those highs. Yeah, Nikkei looks bullish. We could very well break out 39,425. And let's leave it off. Take crude oil. Crude oil, I don't know. I'm mixed. It's hands off on crude oil and this fun gold that we were practicing on. Can we see 2,800 in gold? Why not? Why would we not want to see 2,800? 2,800 in gold by tomorrow morning. Possibly. Don't short. I'm not going to say that. I was going to say don't short it. Be careful shorting the all-time high, okay? This is just a dummy trade. I'm just going to close out of that one. Oh, that's not the wrong button. So, anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Stay tuned. Tomorrow tomorrow is Wednesday. I will be on Power Hour with Mr. Green, David Green. And tomorrow should be fun. Thanks, everybody. Now, remember, stay safe and understand that we have earnings coming out, and with this increased volatility, be careful with the slippage. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. Take care, everybody. Goodbye.